You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
It's Oh Behave with Arden Moore, the show that teaches you how to have harmony in the household with your pets. Join Arden as she travels coast to coast to help millions better understand why cats and dogs do what they do. Get the latest scoop on famous faces, their perfectly pampered pets, and who's walking who in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails. Garner great pet tips and have a doggone fur-flying fun time. So get ready for the pause and applause as we unleash your Oh Behave host, America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore.
Welcome to the Oh Behave Show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. Now, I regard our two special guests today as superheroes for our fine felines. You know, for many years, they've been championing cat causes. And for far too long, far too many indoor cats are facing their own type of kryptonite, sheer boredom. Some turn into destructo kitties. Others just eat and nap their lives away. You know, sprinkling a little catnip on this problem won't cut it for the modern day cat. So our special guests today are here to, yes, let the cat out of the bag, unlock secrets behind how to ensure your indoor cat thrives. I want you all to please give pause and applause to the very creative Kate Benjamin, founder of Haus, Panther, and please welcome back to the show the man with the genuine cat mojo, the one and only Jackson Galaxy, host of My Cat from Hell show on Animal Planet. Whew, that was a mouthful. Welcome to the show, Kate Jackson.
You did well, Arden. You did well.
Oh, man, I got to go back and groom myself. I'm just like really stressed out. You two have been
Thanks so much.
super busy. I mean, the hard work is paying off. These two have combined their cat knowledge, and this talented duo just unleashed a must-get book. It is called, I love the title, Catification, Designing a Happy and Stylish Home for Your Cat and You. Oh my gosh, congrats you two.
Thank you.
All right, now we're going to discuss how to catify your home with kitty hammocks, catios, catwalks, and more, and we'll do it hopefully without breaking your bank right after we take this commercial break. So sit and purr. We'll be right back.
Time for a pause. 4 furry ones, actually. Sit and stay. Oh Behave will be right back.
Pet Life Radio, the #1 pet radio network on the planet, joins forces with iHeartRadio to put the power of your pets in your pocket. Awesome! Download the iHeartRadio app and rock Pet Life Radio on your phone, on your tablet, on your Xbox, in your car. Pet talk, pet tunes, and fun pet times. Pet Life Radio and iHeartRadio. Positively Possum.
Let's talk pets on PetLifeRadio.com. Oh Behave is back with more tail-wagging ways to achieve harmony in the household with your pets. Now, back to your fetching host, America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore.
Welcome back to the Oh Behave Show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. Wow. I mean, make it me wow. I'm in the company of two really cool cats. I'm talking about Kate Benjamin, cat stylist, and Jackson Galaxy, a cat behaviorist with real cat mojo. Now, this pair is on a mission to enrich the lives of indoor cats all over the planet. And the result is a possum, fully illustrated book called Catification, Designing a Happy and Stylish Home for Your Cat and You. Whew, let's get started. Now, Kate, we'll let you step up to the mic first. When did the light bulb go off for you to collaborate with Jackson Galaxy for this book?
Well, when we first met a couple of years ago, it was kind of just a no-brainer. We knew we had to do something together. We were both so excited because our missions are so similar. We're here to improve the world for cats and help people really understand what it is to have these little guys in our lives. And so Jackson's whole world is all about everything to do with cat behavior. And a big chunk of that is, of course, environmental enrichment. Now, my whole world is all about design for cats. So everything from interior design to product design to cool cat culture things. And so we have this huge area where we overlap. And it has anything to do with designing your home for living with cats. And we were both also really excited about the idea of doing something that had never been done before. A book that was really inspirational and full of pictures and tips and DIY projects to really get people to understand anyone can do this. You don't have to spend a fortune. You don't have to be a master carpenter, but really get people excited about catifying their house.
Wow, that's well said. And Jackson, what did you think when you first met Kate Benjamin?
Well, the thing is, I hunted Kate Benjamin down.
You stalked her.
I did. I totally stalked her. Yeah, no, this was, before My Cat from Hell was kind of a thing, and so I was just like this strange cat guy stalker. So, it took a little while. But, the first time I looked at, back then, Haus Panther, Modern Cat, and first time I saw that blog, I was like, this person is thoroughly aligned with my vision of what a cat house can be. And yeah, I just went after it. And it took a little while, but yeah, we met up a couple of years ago, and then I very quickly was like, yes, don't go away. Don't go anywhere,
Well, that's nice. You know what? It's almost 300 pages, the Catification book, but you got it all kind of set up in really good sections. The first thing is you talk about, help me, one of you, speak up. What the heck is a raw cat? Speak.
The raw cat is, my approach to all cats is that humans need to appreciate the raw cat. And the raw cat is that cat that's in the back of every cat's head in an evolutionary sense. That cat who is a hunter, who goes out and hunts and catches and kills and eats and grooms and sleeps, and that's their life. And your cat is that cat, just removed a little bit because of the comforts we've provided for them, but also, how we've said, hey, we'd like you come on into our house and be a member of the family. So we've pretty much put the raw cat into the cushy cat home, but they're still there and we need to cater to that.
Yeah, I think you got it. When I teach pet first aid, I think you both know, and I'm always quoting you, Jackson. I say, this cat right now, this is what he's thinking. He wants to hunt, catch, kill, eat, groom, sleep. And everybody in class says your mantra over and over again. And I thank you for that, because I think it really just hits the nail on the head. I just adopted, pray for me, an orange tabby kitten named Casey from the San Diego Humane Society. He does hunt, catch, kill, eat, groom, sleep, purrs like a diesel, and he's learning to be a pet first aid cat. And he's coming up to the mic right now. Hey, what do you think, Casey? He goes, I'm not going to talk. I'm not showing off. But it just reminds me.
Yes.
I'm a cat.
I'll do it. I wanted to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. But don't let him know. I have taught him to, he comes when he's called. He sits up, and he's walking on a friggin' harness and leash. But I'm trying to enrich his life. I'll have to look through your book because there's some really cool tips in here. And Kate, I met you at Blog Pause, and what a booth you had. I think that booth had more people coming to it than others. You really are letting the cat out of the bag when it comes to design, but it's function. It's fashion and function. So give me a couple of little insights, things that we wouldn't realize that we could do just to tweak our home to make it catify our home for me, Kate.
Sure. Yeah, and you're referring to our fabulous cat style lounge at Blog Pause, which
yes, that was the name. That's right.
Yeah, that's a showcase of all the really cool stuff that you can purchase for your cat, beds and trees and things like that. But you actually don't have to go out and spend a fortune to catify. What we show you in the book is that there are really simple things, like just taking a look around your room and trying to figure out what we call the cat superhighway. So a path that your cat can travel to get all the way around the room without touching the ground. So you might already have some bookshelves and maybe a table, the back of a chair that exist, right? But you just have to make a little adjustment. So move some things, and you're always thinking like a cat, right? If I'm standing on this table and I want to get up to the top of that shelf, how do I get there? So maybe you're going to just move the cat tree in between and give them a little step to go in between, or hang some cat shelves, something like that. So really just rearranging your home with your cat in mind. And then the big thing we're always talking about as you're looking at these different surfaces they'll be climbing on is to always keep safety in mind and add like a non-slip mat or something to the top. So a sisal rug or a piece of carpet that's taped down so they won't slide off. Because we don't want that happening. We want everybody to be safe. So little simple things like that we get you started with. And then the book also has other more elaborate examples from people who have some serious woodworking skills. But they're meant
we
to
don't
be
break into the
inspiration.
song, If I Had a Hammer. Are we going to sing that? Or no, I guess I'm a solo artist. Oh, darn it.
Yeah.
Come on, Jackson, you have a guitar full of cat toys.
Nice try, though.
I was trying to get them to sing. They don't want to sing. But yeah, I agree. We're going to have to take a quick commercial break. But when we come back, you guys are in for a treat, because they're going to give away a couple books of Catification, Designing a Happy and Stylish Home for Your Cat and You. And we're going to get the names of these people at the end of the show. So stick around. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Time for a walk on the red carpet, of course. All Behave will be back in a flash, right after these messages.
Molly, here's your dinner. Zeus, that's not your food.
Don't let that happen to your precious cat. Elevate your cat's eating experience with the Cat Tree Tray. The Cat Tree Tray keeps your cat's food off the floor and conveniently located on the cat tree. It's the perfect way to eat. It's a beautiful wrought iron tray that easily attaches to your cat tree and keeps dogs and other critters out of your cat's dish. A must for multi-pet households. There's a 6-inch tray for large bowls and a 4-inch tray for smaller bowls. Purchase your Cat Tree Tray today. Go right now to cattreetray.com. That's cattreetray.com. CATTREETRAY.com.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Hi, this is Steve Wozniak, and I would love to invite you to listen to the Oh Behave Show by Arden Moore on Pet Life Radio.
We're back from the lot. Just checked the paper and we had a record showing at the box. The letterbox, that is. Now back to Oh Behave. Here's Arden.
Welcome back to the O Behave Show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. I am excited, and I just can't hide it, because I have Kate Benjamin and Jackson Galaxy on the show today. These two know cats with capital C-A-T. I'm telling you guys, they know how to make it a perfect planet for our cats, and I am delighted that they collaborated with the book Catification. I like how you did this. You said designing a happy and stylish home for your cat, and in parentheses, and you. You really show where the priority needs to be, right, Jackson?
Well, yeah, no, I mean, the thing is, it is actually a real meeting point, and that was our point. And I think Kate and I sort of personify the form and function that we're trying to get across. The thing is that just because we're asking you to make life better for your cats environmentally and, of course, then behaviorally, doesn't mean that you have to be miserable. It doesn't mean that you have to be broke. It doesn't mean that you have to work your butt off at all times, and it doesn't mean that you have to be stuck with like dusty rose-colored shag carpet-covered cat condos all over your house. You can actually be happy, and that we really made sure that we emphasized both because, you know, it doesn't make any sense for us to write a book for the cats alone because the humans have to buy in, and we hope you buy in.
Well, you know, the thing is, I agree with you. It's the 21st century cat that you guys are catering to and their people. And, you know, I get so tired walking into a pet supply store and seeing the same old stuff that gets all full of hair and ratty and things like that. So you guys just didn't talk about it. You had actually people send in a lot of their designs. And I know on page 86, Kate and Jackson, you guys in 87, you guys kind of showed off a little bit of what Kate did for Jackson's place for your tabby team, right? So I love it with the guitar theme. So this is radio. Kate, show us, tell us, what did you do to Jackson's home?
That was when we first met, and Jackson was living in LA, not where he is now, but in a smaller place that he needed to really maximize the space because he had the 3 cats and his little dog Rudy at the time. And so we had to really look at full use of vertical space. So that was an awesome superhighway that we created in his living room. And it was also really like a proving ground for us to really test some of these theories and things. And then, of course, Jackson was living with it. So over time, we got to make little adjustments and learn about this whole idea of, how are we catering to these different cats' needs. So we had a whole row of perches under these beautiful bright windows where the cats could look outside. So we created what we call cat TV. So the cats are taking full advantage of the view and the birds. And there were some great trees right outside the window where we hung a bird feeder. And then the pathway continued around the main living room area and over Jackson's desk. And we had some adjustments we had to make there where we were noticing the cats were jumping on and off of the desk. So he basically made the decision to clear off part of the desk, and we put down one of those non-slip sisal mats and said, okay, the desk is now part of the superhighway. So there were a lot of little things like that we learned, and I've, of course, done a ton of catification in my house, too, and I'm constantly experimenting. There's one of the projects in the book is my desk area where I have cats. They have the full access to the shelves that are above my desk, and it's wonderful. They just hang out up there. And for years, I didn't let them go up there until one day I finally decided, hey, they're looking up there. That's where they want to go. So let's give them a couple steps, and boop, now they're up, and that's where they hang out all the time. So it's this constantly evolving process that we both experience with our own homes, our own projects, things we do for clients or on the show together. We don't want anyone to think that you have to get it right the first time. You've got to just be constantly adding things and changing things according to what your cats want.
And jump in here, Jackson, because she did this for you. You had a small place, and, you had, I want to make sure it's Carolyn, Chumpy, and Valoria, right?
Sort of.
Did I butcher that? Boy, they're going to put their claws out at me.
It's okay. Caroline, Chuppy, Valoria, and, of course, Rudy. And now Rudy, the dog, was the one who, she made it tough, because Rudy was blind, and she was a beagle Jack Russell mix, which means that she's always, she's always on the hunt, and because she couldn't see, she was always on the hunt with her mouth and nose. So that meant 3 miserable cats in a very, very small space. So, having those guys to work with, Caroline was a feral kitten, always retained that feral nature to her. So we had to be very careful to challenge her environmentally. And we talk about that in Catification too. But you always want to make sure that challenge line is in place with your cat. You're trying to make them comfortable, but for a cat like Caroline, you're trying to make sure that she doesn't become that scared, invisible feral cat by allowing her to go under the bed, for instance, or in her case, also allowing her to go to the top of the closet because she would hide equally. So we had to, create zones of confidence for her and turn her into the best, Caroline that she could be. And there were a lot of challenges in that place, for sure.
No, and you touched upon it because what's the payoff? You've got a cat that is really getting to be, you say, the real cat that we don't always get to see, but the behavior problems go down, don't they? The purr goes up.
Well, of course, yeah. I mean, the thing is that, and again, my belief about the challenge line is that, your job as a guardian, just as if they were your children, and you're constantly saying, I know it's scary, but if you put one foot over that line, your life will be better, and you will be more confident, and you will be happier. And that's what we've constantly got to be doing with our cats. But catification is a major, major part of that, because by allowing them escape routes, for instance, from more dominant cats, or allowing them places to exercise so that the dominant cat can have that energy drained off, it lessens our workload, and it ups the confidence level for sure.
And speaking of that, we have to look up when it comes to our cats. I jokingly tell people if cats have a choice of living in a bowling alley or in an elevator, they'll probably take the elevator because of vertical. So, Kate, jump in here. Why is you have a whole section on the high up hangout spot?
Yeah, and that's so important because cats are both predator and prey, right? So when they walk into a room, that's how they're viewing the environment, right? They always have to be looking out for who's going to get me and who can I get. And so being up high really accommodates that natural instinct. And so they can get a good perspective all the way around the room. That vertical space just increases your floor plan. I mean, think about it. I actually, when my cats are sitting on the cabinets up above my desk, I say they're upstairs. You know, it's like I have a whole second floor to my house now. So they really, it's wonderful space expansion for easy. So we, you know, Jackson refers to them as the tree dwellers, those cats that like to be up high. But
Good.
The idea is that they're confident when they're up there. They're not cowering up in the rafters. They're hanging out up on the top shelf, and they're looking around and surveying their territory, or they're feeling confident enough to rest up there. So you want to give them destinations, we call them, on this superhighway that takes them up into the vertical space. You don't want it to just be climbing spaces, but they need something to go to, a reason to go up there, a bed, maybe even a wall-mounted scratching post is a great thing to lure them up and say, hey, this is my territory. I'm confident here. I can take a nap. I can see everything that's going on. And it's also really important in a household where maybe you have dogs or toddlers that are tail-grabbing toddlers. Give the cats a way to get away from all that on the ground.
Well put, yeah. And I like that you also, in your book, Catification, you two showcased some success stories. Like in this one, it was Sarah and Eric from Minnesota who have 4 cats, Whisper, Weasley, Waffles, and Millie. And the pictures of the high-up hangout spot, I want to come back as any of those cats.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Even Waffles. I'll take the name Waffles if I can do that. That would be all right, you know? And we are going to give away a couple of books, guys. So we'll do it to the number 100th and 200th person who emails Arden at 4-Legged Life. Guys, easy one. Catification. Put that in the subject header, and we're going to announce the winners in the next e-newsletter that comes out on Pet Life Radio. But what's been now the book officially kicks off October 14th, but you guys have been doing a lot of chumming the waters to get the word out. What's happening are we going to have a new word that's going to replace selfie? Catification? Take it away, Jackson.
That's the point. That's the point. We want to catify the world. There's no doubt about it. And one of the things that we love so much about the book was that when we put the word out and said, hey, folks, we need examples of catification in your home, we got flooded with responses. So there's a section in the book called Catification Nation, and it's, we're just highlighting all the fantastic ideas that come from outside of us, from the rest of the world. And what we're really hoping for is that we start a true community where we might get the ball rolling here with the book, but folks are going to pick this up. They're going to be talking about things that they've discovered, what we call hacks, like IKEA hacks. You go to IKEA, you see a bookcase, and you see, wait a minute, we could do something for our cats. And suddenly that bookcase becomes a superhighway. And then you get to tell thousands of people about what you found. This makes for cats who stay in homes. And this makes for not just happier cats, but cats who don't wind up in shelters or on the street. I firmly believe that. So, yeah, man, we want to catify the world in a big way.
I'm on your team, man. You've got the Facebook going. You got social media. You guys got to go to jacksongalaxy.com and go to Kate's site. That's Haus Panther, and that's spelled HAUSPANTHER.com. And how are you guys celebrating with this book? I mean, you guys getting organic catnip. I don't want to hear anything, illegal drugs, but what's going on? How are you celebrating?
I don't remember the last time I actually celebrated. I think we basically just hit the ground running on it. To me, a celebration is, what I'm about to do, which is go out, see people all over the country and talk about this. That makes me happy. I mean, it's, and Kate and I will do events together in New York and LA and Phoenix. And I hope that folks turn out for these things. But the dates for the book tour will be up on my website within the next couple of days or so. And we'll be all over the place.
All right. What about you, Kate?
Yeah, I'm really excited too. Yeah, we're going to kick things off here in Phoenix, and I expect a huge crowd. Looking forward to New York, LA. Jackson's got stuff all throughout the country. We've got all sorts of media coming around too. People are just very excited to talk about this. I really do think it's unlike any other book on the topic because it's so visual and so youthful that I just want to see people take this and run with it. So looking forward to it.
We have a dynamic duo for the 21st century cat. I think this is what you two are leading the charge for. And I see this happening in shelters too. When I adopted Casey, he was actually at one of those, the Petco pet mobile stations from San Diego Humane Society, and it was pretty tripped out, their little mobile little kitty condos. And it was just nice to see, even in the small spaces, the different levels and the play area for the cats. So I think there's something happening now. Cats are really deserve this kind of attention. Don't you think, Jackson?
Well, yeah, of course. And, I think that for Kate and myself, the struggle, so to speak, but one that's had amazing rewards, is that we've been trying to bring cats, into the light, so to speak, and onto the stage, and let folks know that, cats are not just furniture, they're family, and they can interact with you just as much as, a dog or anybody else. And I think that message is being received, and that's, that's the most gratifying part of this work.
Well, I thank you both for being here on the show. I know you got to dash off quick. We're going to give away 2 copies of Catification, Designing a Happy and Stylish Home for Your Cat and You. And I also want to give big lots of purrs to my producer, Mark Winter. He makes this show and all the shows on Pet Life Radio happen and make it magic. We've got over 6 million listeners on our network, and we're going to get more. So until next time, this is your flea-free host, Arden Moore, delivering just 2 words to all you 2, 3, and 4-leggers out there. Oh, behave.
Coast to coast and around the world, it's Oh Behave with Arden Moore. Find out why cats and dogs do the things they do, and get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get great tail-wagging pet tips and have a fur-flying fun time. All Behave with America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore. Every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.